Welcome back, everyone. It is Thursday, June 9th, episode 39 of Beast More Sports Talk, and Marcus is bald.
I am. I'm bald, and the Warriors are down a game.
Yeah. Final recording, it's finals. It's going to be game 4 Friday. Celtics are now 2-1. Man, a lot of impact. It's been a great series. I'm very happy. It's been such a fun series to watch just as a spectator, not a fan of either team.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's everything what I dreamed of. Past 3 games, I feel like, has been like almost the same tune. It's like very competitive first half. First quarter is always great. It's like high scoring. Or
even if someone kind of takes a lead a little bit.
Going crazy. Either Jason Tatum or Jaylen Brown has like 14
Jaylen Brown, we have to speak just real quick. He's playing lights out. He's always been good. He averaged 20-something all season, but wow, this dude's playing the number one option, playing every game, every game's game 7 last year. He's playing amazing.
Where it's Jason Tatum was not the first half. Jason Tatum wasn't going quite crazy.
Yeah.
He's like, all right, let me just kind of take over a little bit.
Yep.
And then the story of the tune is Golden State's that third quarter, man.
It's every game.
All 3 games, it's been even if they're down by 20-19, it's like, all right, yeah, we're either tied or I might be up.
Totally agree. And then that fourth quarter, though, is tying right into it, though, because whoever's playing better in that fourth quarter, because in that Warriors, he's either running away or they're catching up. So in the Celtics sense, the game that the Warriors won, they caught up and they killed him in the fourth.
Yeah.
And then the game, last night, they caught up and then the Celtics won the fourth. Yeah. So it's been the most important quarter.
Yeah, game 1, what we just said, they went up by almost 20 points but Celtics kept kind of shooting and they didn't feel distraught. They're we're in such a big hole. I'm not getting a bucket right now.
But at the end of it, Tatum didn't play the fourth quarter. That's how bad the lead was going into the fourth. He didn't touch the court.
Everyone was shooting so bad in the second game. What is your level of confidence still?
I think it's that level of panic. I'm at 8.5. Yeah. I'm like we were just talking about right before we hit start, but this ankle injury stresses me out just because Steph's always had ankle problems and not recently, though. And we were just talking about, there's the MRI said it's clean. All that means is there's no tear. I mean, you still have an ankle sprain. It doesn't mean anything. It just means he's going to be able to play, which it's the finals. It's all that matters. If the dude's foot works, I promise you he's going to play 32 minutes. I promise you that, but I'm a little nervous. I don't know. They have to, and especially with Boston being favored in Game 4. That's, again, who cares? But it's 3 points, so it's not the end of the world. But and everyone said it, and I'm sure you've heard about it. But they just look so much more athletic. Al Horford is 36, and he looks like he's 22. And
it's those bigs, man.
And it's the bigs, and Robert Williams, and
looking
Grant
healthy.
Williams. Even he's not that big. He's playing big, and Warriors getting out rebounded. There's some times where, for Christ's sake, Draymond Green, you have 15 fouls and 15 points. I know he's not a points guy, but he's shooting. I think someone said he's 4 for 24 or something like that.
Yeah.
And you can't take him out. It's Draymond Green. It irritates other players. He guards your best guy, but it's crazy.
It's funny. I was looking at all the immediate reactions this morning of all the sites, and they're like, Draymond, he just needs to be better. He can't have 4 points. I'm like, well,
it's not.
And I laughed. I go, I've watched Draymond enough now where it's
even though
dude,
you know that's not true.
Maybe in 2016 where he's hey, he was dropping 20 points.
And
then all of a sudden his jumper just went I can't even make it.
Yeah, as he got better at passing,
he's a 9-7 and 6 guy.
Yeah, in the season,
but it's not even the stats. He even said it in his podcast when I saw it today. It's it's the hustle, and it's the extra the things that just don't show up on the stats.
100%.
The leadership,
100%.
On the IQ.
He's the offensive lineman. He's you're not going to point him. Yeah. Well, everything shows up on the stats, but yeah, he's when they get his turnover and Draymond is hauling ass like an Olympian track star up the court, and you have all these guards running moments like that. He could not get the assist because Steph dishes it to Clay after he gets the ball from Dre, but plays like that you can't replicate. Iguodala we saw try to replicate. The dude played 1 game after getting hurt. He was out almost the entire season. Played 1 game in the first round against Denver. He's been a non-factor this month.
He's more of just an assistant coach, I see.
And I'm here for it.
Yeah, and Draymond feels like he's on the court coach. I feel
I agree. He's the court general. He's back in the a Steve. There's not as many these days. There are Chris Paul, but there are players like that. But
But yeah, so it's just funny where like he's a scorer, and I don't even think it was him who kind of needed to step up. I mean, like you can't just foul out. Like you gotta. It's difficult. It's like you know,
and
because like the recipe for the Celtics last night was just like screening to get on Curry, and he got like 3 in the first half.
He got 2 in the first 6 minutes of the game,
Mm-hmm.
and I was like, I'm gonna text you. I was like, dude, I'm going crazy. Like that is worst case scenario. But the other thing about screening on him every time is, I mean, the screen roll, he's getting hit all the time.
Yeah.
I mean, you saw him even before the ankle. Screw the ankle. It's not on purpose. I'm
Tired.
I'm not saying it, but tired. He's
That's
running
good
a pick and
coaching,
roll.
and he's like, all right, this is exactly what we're gonna do. We're gonna wear him out. He's not gonna play as good as on defense. We're gonna.
No, I know. It's just I don't mean to laugh. It's just so funny to think about not playing good when he's like scoring 34.
Oh no, on defense.
No, I know, and I know you said on defense. I only smile because it's still a crazy thought that they can wear him out. Every play he's getting hit by Rob Willen, and then he'll still go score 34. But and it feels like the old days where they would be like ISO, kick it to someone on Steph. Let's just cross someone score. Like it you can't be on the court, and it's like the Luka comparison. Yeah, literally the last series. That's the best example.
Also happened in the Suns series when it was literally the entire game. Chris Paul was like, all right,
whoever was
switch, boom.
When you see Bridges, if he had to switch on Ayton, it was just like, dude, kick it to him. Like, and then
it was smart basketball.
100%. And then when you're in foul trouble, it's worse because then all of a sudden Steph's switching on Grant Will can back him up, and you can't hit him. Yeah. You can't.
And when Steph is, he has 3 fouls, he has 4 fouls. Yeah. It can't just be Poole has to step up, like off the bench, like that. So, game 2. He finally went off, but
went crazy.
I mean,
but it was at the end of the game and trashed. I mean, it was. Let's be honest. Like, Clay was only in the game still because he had a terrible game. Yeah. And Poole's, 15 of his 19 points or whatever.
Outside of like the first series versus the Nuggets, it's like obviously he's young, but like you're coming off the bench, it's like they need that immediate scoring.
Yeah.
Like Clay and Steph can do so much shooting. They had a great game, both of them. Where it's like, all right, it has to be. Poole kind of like steps up on that bench role.
Yeah. What do you think about like the minutes? I mean, I'm a Warriors fan, and I've said that, but like it's super difficult for me because I'm like, there's so many times where I'm watching and I'm like, why is Belichick? Like, why are we like we have to go big, obviously, but like, why is Gary Payton in the rotation immediately? Like, I defensively, but I said last night that dude was getting sauced up. Man? Yeah, he was 6-man all season. Yeah. But Poole got so many minutes because Steph and Clay weren't there in the season. Like,
it was weird that Peyton, because like he just came back from an elbow injury.
Yeah,
pretty serious.
And he's not a scorer. Like he's not a scorer first. He's a defense first.
It just like Celtics just looked so. Man, that Robert Williams is such an X factor. He finally looked healthy in the playoffs.
Yeah,
that was the first game where
last night
he seriously looked healthy, and you had a
sure.
It's an awesome
he's so
he had like
good.
3 or 4 blocks or something.
We said that round 1 of the playoffs where like we both watched Celtics this year. That dude is their X factor. Like when that dude is on, him and Al.
It's a good defensive team, but
for sure.
And obviously they have the defensive player of the year, but like that dude's just different. He's just different. He's so athletic.
For sure.
But I mean, you still got Warriors in 6.
I think 7, not 6.
No.
I can't even say that with a straight face at this point. Like it's too competitive.
It's so game 4.
And I was joking with you, just being like, because the Warriors lost up 3-1. How funny it would be for the roles to reverse and they've just won 3 in a row. But to me, it feels like next game it's like it's almost win or go home. Like you're down 3-1. Yes, you could get Game 5 in San Francisco. But then you got to go back to Boston. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying? Like, you have to win that, in my opinion.
The funny thing,
history's
which is wild. Obviously, I know Chase Center just Golden State fans at home is ridiculous. But like, we saw Game 1. Like Celtics are just weirdly really good away team. They're just a weirdly really like it literally in the Heat series. They kept winning like all their games in the Heat. They finished it out in the Heat. And they lost almost all their home games.
And that's the best example, too, because Miami is arguably the second, like, I'm not even going to say greatest, but, like, the biggest atmosphere right now. I don't want to say greatest in any scenario, but it's the second loudest, the second hardest place probably to play in. It's Miami. They're white out. It's the same thing that's happening in Chase. So that's what also worries me is if they don't win, you go back home and, like, they can wrap it up right there. 4-1
Like, they're a legit team.
Yeah.
It's surprising about this turnaround. I remember, I have a future on them. had
Yeah.
a future. After they got first, they finally climbed up to first. Like, oh, please.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I wouldn't even be surprised. Hypothetical Celtics win and Jaylen Brown becomes Finals MVP.
Oh, he'll be. I mean, unless Tatum has to score like upwards of.
I think just because obviously narrative plus puts into that, and like the 13 assists, even when he had a bad shooting night, it's like, well, he's very effective. And
Yeah, we've seen though that defensively and stats matter so much. In the, I mean, for Christ's sake, Andrew Iguodala has one from. Well, I mean, he guarded Braun, and Braun scored 30 on him every single game, but he got 15 back. Like the narrative is going to be that Jaylen Brown gets, which is mind blowing, and Tatum's going to get very little credit if that's what happens, which is a joke. But
I mean, it's a hypothetical. I could potentially see it, but if Celtics do win, though, it's probably just going to go to Tatum. It just
not right now. Dude, he had a game where he went 3 for 13. He has,
and then he scored 26.
Yeah, no, but
both games.
Yeah. I just think. I mean, he
obviously what we see.
He has to outperform Jaylen for the last exit
to the voters
1 to 4 games.
Like,
2-2.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I think it could be.
How do you think it plays out? Like if you had to pick the next 4
after Game 3, and kind of seeing the layout, I could see Boston 6 surprisingly.
Yeah,
it's
real
possible,
and it would set them up to finish it at home. Which
yeah.
I know they were better with some other better way, but you're at home, dude, with the finals on the line. There's something different about it.
Yeah, it's just
and that Boston crowd, those tickets would be. I mean,
crazy.
Since Ray Allen, they've been waiting for this. They love their sports over there, and
stay classy, man.
Yeah, stay classy, as Klay Thompson once said.
I'm sorry. That was just Warriors cannot go out being like, wow, really classy, dude.
Yeah, no, it's especially after a loss.
Draymond cusses out.
Draymond cusses everyone out. Like,
he was playing football. Like, dude, and then it's like you can't be doing.
Think about how. I don't know. This is just a random thing. How eventful these finals have been. From Draymond spinning a towel to trick, like whoop that trick, to freaking Patrick Beverly standing on the table.
Dude,
we talked about a month. It's
been pure entertainment. I think this has been the best. Best playoffs I think I've seen in a long time.
Yeah,
it's just been competitive, and a lot of people are like, oh, I don't know. We don't know what's gonna happen.
And I also have seen, and I know I'm a Warriors business. That was weird saying. I mean, I don't like LeBron, so just being like a LeBron-less finals, but not even that. Like, people are enjoying a Warriors finals, which never happens. Typically, people are either a LeBron fan or you're like, oh, F the Warriors, they favorite. Like, it's been entertaining and. Except for the first round, basically. Even the first round, the play-in game shit had so much drama. Yeah. Like
on Collins Volume Sports thing.
I love that.
So after the game, some dude was like, "I think Golden State just needs another guy." I go, "What? They need a super team to get a ring?"
No,
I'm like,
no.
Come on, dude.
Well, look at the team right now, though.
Yeah, I was like, it's just Jordan Poole.
There are other guys, Jordan Poole and Andrew Wiggins, and Wiggins has been hot early, and then he just goes, I'm going to hide in my shell now and let Steph shoot 18. I mean,
Tatum kind of cooks him, like.
Oh yeah. That dude was dunking all over that whole cell. I mean, he plays big, but I mean, Tatum, he has the height. Yeah, when he goes, he can't block. He blocked one last time, but
it's fun playoffs, and I feel like this is an awesome traction in NBA, and I think within the next couple of years of expansion teams,
LeBron buys his Vegas team here too. Literally, but I agree, and I mean it's going to be Seattle and Vegas. So
it's going to spread out. It's going to, I think, help out the league with spreading out the talent because there's so much talent. Jalen Brunson is going to be like the franchise for.
It's not too much because I agree. I mean, it's not too much. When there's still teams like OKC that have a bunch of 20-year-olds that really should be in their third year of college, not playing in the NBA, and the Rockets can't win more than 22 games. I don't think it's like. We need more bigger markets. Like they need a Seattle and a Vegas. They need more big guys want to go to a team like that and start.
Yeah, it's not like only Golden State or only Lakers, like only LA.
Where every free agent is going to consider going to someone like that. They need it. You're right. Spread it out, but there still are bad teams. Like there's not too much in the sense where
Knicks is a big market, but they just can't get anyone. So that's why the net. So
it's so so. Yeah,
it's interesting.
All right, I want to transition to some golf. So
we don't talk about
until LIVGolf. So let's just
I'm kind of getting into golf. Came out of LIVGolf, which is gonna compete with the PGA Tour, and it's funded by the Saudi Arabian
by the Prince of Saudi Arabia himself, which they have. I mean, they have more money than Bill Gates. Like,
It's
they
just-
just don't tell you, but...
Yeah,
I mean, just a quick rating, because I know we talked a little bit about it, but basically, the PGA, you don't have a contract. You sign little individual contracts with each course. Some of them aren't even through the PGA. Some of them are through the U.S. side. Some are through other countries. But basically, you're just in the PGA Tour. You sign, like, a letter of rules, but not a contract. And essentially meaning, if you don't ever place, you never win.
Yeah.
So when the pot's like $20 million, winner gets 4, 1 through 100 all get some different dividing. If you're 100, you can make like $1,000. Like,
Yeah, this
which
is supposed
crazy.
to up the pay for
For them
golfers,
a lot.
yeah.
It also, PGA Tour has not let them compete anywhere else. I mean, there's tours in Asia that have golfers that could pull up and win Masters. I mean, they're really, really
Yeah.
top level. So this Live Golf is basically just saying, you can come here, you can play with us. If there's any weekend you don't want to play, oh, go ahead, step out, play somewhere else.
Yeah.
We're going to pay you more. We're going to pay the bottom tier more. And the winners are going to get like $20 million, which, like, they gave an example for the Masters winner last year. It was like $18 million or something like that. And the whole, I mean, it's crazy. You can win some random tournament week 1
Oh, yeah.
and make more money. And they just give Phil Mickelson.
I love the concept. I'm very interested.
Awesome.
In the next, like,
Awesome.
2 months, if, like, all the money goes through. If it's, like...
Well, so, like, well, it's not. I mean, they said they had $285 million in prize money. That will, I mean, they have more money than the PGA Tour as a whole does. And then they just handed Phil Mickelson $200 million.
Yeah,
Who is, you know that name,
Yeah,
even
yeah,
before
oh,
you,
yeah.
but even
When
before you
I
had
saw
golf
that
at all.
headline, I go,
You got the
Oh.
the golf shirt on too.
Oh, yeah, the
On
caddy
cue.
shack.
Yeah, just like, but I mean, you knew that before we ever watched a golf thing or we ever went out and golf. Like, that's just a name you know.
yeah,
So,
like, oh, yeah.
and then today we just were reading, which they already said won't go through. The PGA Tour suspended all golfers who are competing in this live thing, like Jack Ma. I mean, there's really, really, really big names in this. Like,
Yeah.
if people know anything about golf, I mean, there's absolutely huge names, but it's crazy. I mean, the 17 people that are going to compete in this upcoming tournament. I mean, like Lee Westwood, Dustin Johnson, Phil Mickelson, Sergio Mal. Like, there's those are 10 of the biggest 20
And they're
names
just going
in
to
golf.
take out more and more.
And they're going to take out more.
Yeah.
Like, I was like, I know, like, they're going to try to keep their faces, like a young Jordan Spieth. Tiger won't go just for, like,
Tiger.
just Tiger, because if it collapses, it's, well, let's be honest. So, but if they could, I mean, you could hand Phil 200 mil. Why can't you hand Jordan Spieth 50? Like, it's
scary, dude.
and the people, a little article I was reading earlier, they were saying, like, it's like play money to the Saudi Arabians. Like, it's play money, and you can say whatever you like, and I'm not getting into the politics side at all. We strictly sports in this show, so I'm here for it. It's more, it's on
Yeah.
YouTube.
Yeah, hey,
No ESPN Plus, no PG, no wait till 4 o'clock to turn it on the golf
pay the
channel.
players. I'm always pro, pay the paid players.
And you sent me the Dana White thing earlier in the
Yeah.
week, and I love that Pat. I mean, he doesn't understand it a lot. Like, I think even just reading a few articles, I understood a little bit more. He's kind
Football
of
guy.
talking
He's a
about
football
that.
guy.
Oh, for sure. But I really, really liked him talking to Dana about it, mainly because the money thing. The UFC has no competition. They own 64 fighting leagues. I mean, their only competition's in other countries, and they just
Yeah.
pulled up to Asia and sold out their biggest arena. Like, there's no, so, but I loved it. Was like a, what are you gonna do? Because
Yeah.
here's some guy that has more money that's willing to pay people more. That's gonna put it on YouTube with commercials and never break even. They said their goal is never to make money, which is like that's why I'm saying play money.
So hard.
It's a crazy concept.
Yeah, because
It's
it's Prince
crazy-
of Saudi Arabia, right?
The Prince of Saudi
yeah,
Arabia.
Okay. Yeah, I mean, Dana White, he's like, well, my whole business is to make money in MMA, so you just couldn't see him be like,
Well, yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
and he's been. I loved his responses too. It says that he's worth anywhere between 43 and 30 billion, or 30 and 43 billion dollars, and then all of his family, like the prince is 18 billion, his dad's 30 billion. Like it's play money, and
Yeah.
they always say that it's more than that. So it's so cool.
I saw I quickly looked at it today because it was going on the Live Golf.
Oh, it's on
The
now.
the graphic, it literally looked like Dude Perfect.
Really?
Dude, it was like some Nickelodeon. I was here for it. It was fun. It was like a Sports Center like a graphic.
Listen to that. I just read this. I can imagine that that's another thing they're trying to do is like really cool shots and really cool courses. They're gonna it's just there's so many rules in the PGA. It's gonna be so cool if this works. So I'll start watching it more.
Oh, yeah.
Like if there's cooler names there, this is like a sick production. But
Make
they're
golf
saying that
cool again.
they just got someone else who I'm guessing it started today, correctly? Correct?
Mhm.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
Thursday. Graham McDowell, who won the PGA Tour championship last year. 30 minutes before teeing off today, resigned from the PGA Tour and stuck his tee in the ground. They keep talking about how important the whole sticking the tee in the ground is, because in the PGA, if you play for another tour, you're technically you can sign contract, you do whatever. The second you put your tee in the ground and tee off for another organization, your signature your no contract, no money contract is gone. But how badass is that to resign and 30 minutes later go to Flyers and stick your tee in the ground and make
it's
a
in
ton
Oregon
of
right now.
money?
It's in not Quail Valley. It's
It was a beautiful course though, because I saw a picture of it.
What was it called? Here, sorry guys, bad podcasting. We're quiet. Live Sports. Golf. I can't find it. I think it was. I don't remember, but I think I've been there before.
Okay.
Yeah, it's very cool golf course. But yeah, shout out.
Oh, it says this first one's in UK.
Oh.
I think that's one of the ones coming up.
Yeah, because I remember I saw their. I was like, oh hey.
Yeah. And they're talking about it's everywhere. They're gonna be in Thailand. They're gonna be in Asia. It's opening it up, and it's gonna be cool because the PGA Tour will. I mean, unless they wrote these contracts with winning a lawsuit in mind, they're not gonna win. And someone already pointed out, most of them might get thrown out because they're not. If there's no guaranteed money on the contract, they have the right to rip it up and walk away.
Yeah.
There's nothing in there that says we can sue you for all your money. It's gonna be sick. So I believe it's on YouTube.
Yeah.
So
YouTube.
Check it out. I don't know. I'm serious. I mean, I love new things. Check it out.
No paying for shit.
Yeah, literally.
All right. I think that's it.
Yeah.
Hopefully, we'll try to get an episode out Tuesday or Monday or something.
Monday or something. It's finals week, so
yeah. So
we're going home.
Yeah. So starting, next week or 2 weeks, it's starting to be all on Zoom or whatever we do it.
So we'll try to get the audio best we can, and then once finals are over, maybe about a week of Stanley Finals, because there's going to be no sports.
Yeah.
I'm going to be going through withdrawals. I'm going to watch hockey, watch Stanley Cup.
Put on hold or, whenever we feel like podcasting, just talking.
Some baseball talk, kind of. And when we get closer, I mean, by the time August hits,
share recommendations. Share recommendations what you guys would like in the comments.
Subscribe and say in the comments, whatever.
Yeah, it's going to be on YouTube. Make sure you follow, share with your friends.
Even more golf. I mean, more golf. You want UFC every Saturday for an event, whatever.
Yeah, we love sports. Come on now. All right.
All right.
See ya.